Hey, what's up, everybody? Aaron with the Wild Pursuit here. I posted a couple days ago talking about going to Walmart and looking over at the fishing section and just being completely mind blown with all the choices. I know Christmas is coming up, and some of you are probably out looking for the perfect gift for someone who wants to get into fishing or who's never fished before, or maybe you have never fished before and you want to get into the sport and don't know where to start. So the first real fishing season, if you're we're not going to talk about ice fishing because one, I don't really know much about it, I don't do it, but two, that is not by any means a entry level fishing. So we're going to talk about trout season. Trout season will be coming up here before you know it in the spring. So now is a good time to start getting prepared and picking up some of that stuff that you'll need to go out trout fishing. So you go to Walmart, look at the aisle, and you see millions and millions and millions of choices. Literally, there are so many choices when it comes to fishing. Um, especially if you get into going to Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's or Sportsman's Warehouse or any specialty store, they literally probably have a million different choices in there when it comes to hooks and weights and baits and poles, and it's really confusing. So we're going to dumb it down, make it really, really simple, so you know exactly what you need to get out and go trout fishing this spring. So the first thing, never fished before, I recommend, I don't have one here to show, all my rods are in storage right now, and besides this one back here, which is like a $200 rod, you're not going to buy that to begin. That's a bass rod anyways. Um, Go out and get yourself an ugly stick, rod and reel combo. You can get a spinning reel with them. An ugly stick, you're not going to go wrong with an ugly stick. Not sponsored by them in any way. Ugly sticks are amazing. You're not going to break it. If you do, they have a great warranty with them, and they're relatively inexpensive. You can pick one up for probably around $50, probably less than that. Walmart has them. Ugly stick, you want to get yourself a lighter action, up to maybe a medium action rod. That'll be perfect for trout. And the next thing you want to do is make sure that the line that comes on there is 10 pound or less, preferably around 8 pound test. You can go as low as 4, but 4 is easy to break off if you hook into a big fish. So what other tackle do you need as far as terminal tackle? Not much, honestly. So the first thing that you're going to need is going to be barrel swivels, right? So these ones here are size 14. You can go size 16. You can go size 12. Even a size 10 is kind of big, but any of those will work. Really inexpensive, $1.99 for a pack of. You get 12 of them for like $1.99. So pick yourself up a pack of barrel swivels. You can get them in black or gold or silver. Color doesn't really matter when you're getting into it. People prefer one color over another. But at the end of the day, just get yourself a good barrel swivel, and you're going to tie this on to the end of your line. Okay. Now, before you tie that onto the end of your line, the other thing that you need to decide what you want to do is what kind of weight you're going to want to use. You're going to need some kind of weight to help get this out there a little bit further. And when it comes to trout, I view it as you have two main choices. You can use split shot. Okay. So split shot is literally just that. When they make shot, when they drip lead into water, okay, these ones have a split in them, and you simply just slide it over your line, crimp it with a pair of pliers, and it's attached to your line. Or you can use a egg sinker or an egg weight. They have a hole in them, okay? And the reason you need to decide this beforehand is because this needs to slide over your line before you tie your swivel on, versus these can be put on anytime. You can add weight, change weight, do what you need to do. The other thing, I got to grab one. Hang on one second. Okay. The other thing that you're going to want to grab if you're going to use the egg weights are these little plastic beads. Okay. And this is really important because what will happen is if you put this egg weight on your line and tie one of these swivels on, As this weight slides up and down your line, it will beat at the end of the swivel and could potentially break your knot. Where using this plastic bead, so you would slide the weight over your line, slide the bead on, then tie your swivel on. This bead will protect your line from this weight slamming into it. Basically, it'll act as a little buffer in there. Again, really cheap. Split shot. You can get a variety pack of split shot for $5, relatively inexpensive. These egg weights, they're going to come in a variety pack, again, for around $5, or you can buy them. Same with split shots. You can buy them just a specific size, and they're a dollar or two, very inexpensive. So your weight, okay? You need something to get your line out there a little bit further, okay? The next thing that you're going to want to get into is you're going to want to get your hooks. Now, for trout, I prefer pre-tied hooks. Get yourself size 8s, 10s, and 12s, okay? Higher the number, the smaller the hook. So these are size 8s. You can see kind of how big they are. These ones here are size 12s. So you can see the difference in size there. Obviously, 10 would be right in the middle. So get yourself some 8s, 10s, and 12s. These are already pre-tied with a loop on them. All you'll do is pinch your swivel open, loop the loop in, pinch your swivel closed, and your hook's on. The reason I prefer these over tying your own hook onto your line is you are going to gill hook quite a few trout, especially if they're stock trout. They just inhale your bait 9 times out of 10, and you hook them down inside, down in their gills. So you can simply cut this line off as short as you can, right, as close to the hook as you can. You can leave this in, throw it back. These are designed to rust and come completely out. I don't know if it says on here how long, but within the matter of a week or so, these will rust and the hook will come out of the fish and the fish will live. Don't ever yank them or pull on them or try to rip them out, because that will injure the fish. Then you just unhook this, hook a new one on, put your bait on, you're ready to go. Speaking of bait, you have a bunch of options here. Millworms, waxworms, maggots, or night crawlers. They're all great for trout. They're all live bait. Now, the one thing you need to be aware of, I can't speak for other states, but here in Pennsylvania, we have stock trout waters that are artificial lure only. That's important, because if you're caught using live bait in those areas, you will get fined, you could lose your license, and you will get in trouble. So make sure that you know where you're fishing. And some of these places, I can think of one place where there's a bridge. On the right side of the bridge is artificial only. On the left side of the bridge, you can use whatever you want. So just be really careful and mind the areas that you're in. There will be white signs posted. Read them. Tells you what you're allowed to use, what you're not allowed to use. So next thing we'll talk about is, what are artificial lures? There's a bunch of them. There's going to be 2 that I highly recommend that you put in your tackle box if you're going to go out fishing. So the first one is power bait. Okay. This isn't I thought this was the peach color. It's not. Peach is my favorite. Works really, really well. The white with the white glitter in it also works really well. But they come, you can get them 2 different ways. You can get, this is just like Play-Doh, just a solid glob of it. You take it out, you roll it up into a little ball, put it on your hook, way to go. Or you can get it already in these little balls. This one's like 2 years old. It probably needs thrown away. They're kind of stuck together. But you see my point? These are the really small ones. They make a little bit bigger size as well. These are going to run you $5, $6, $7 a container, depending where you get them. And honestly, like, this will last me like 2 or 3 fishing trips, so they last pretty long. Artificial, right? The last one, and to be quite honest, I absolutely love these. And this is old. There's a price on it. Ignore the price. They're probably not that price anymore. Trout magnets. These things are amazing. They work really well. Basically, what they are these little artificial lures. They have a little split tail, and then they come with hooks, gold, silver, or black. So they come with these little jig head style hooks. Basically, you tie your hook on. You don't need to put a weight on here for these. I'm just going to do this really quick to show you. But you tie your weight on, you push this thing up onto your hook, pop that hook out, do it just like that, throw it out there. You can jig it through the water a little bit. They work absolutely amazing. A couple other things that you may want to pick up. Bobbers. This one's a little big for trout, but you get the idea. Pick yourself up a bobber. If you use a bobber, sometimes you can get away without using a weight. You can get this out there with just the bobber. The other one is, I dropped it on the floor here. Give me 1 second. The other one is a float. So these are just foam. They slide over your line with that little slit right there. And there's a little plastic peg that you shove in there that holds these in place. These are very lightweight. These are designed for throwing. These ones are trout magnet ones for throwing the trout magnets. But these are really lightweight. They're not going to help you get out there any further. You still may need a split shot with these. The egg weights are going to be too heavy. So you use a little like 16th or 32nd ounce split shot to help get this out a little further with the float. Besides those, the absolute last thing you're going to need. So you got your rod, your reel, you got your bait, whatever bait you decide to use. You got your swivels, your hooks, your weights, bobber, float, whatever you decide to use there. A good old net. I love this one. It folds up, or folds out, I should say. Makes this nice net. The handle extends on it, right? I think it's like 20 bucks. They're not that expensive at all. But having a net is definitely a good go-to. This one folds up nice and small. I take this in the kayak with me all the time. Absolutely great. So just one last thing that you might want to pick up there. So I hope this helps you navigate the fishing aisle. I will do the similar video for bass later on down the road before we start fishing for bass here late spring. Other than that, if you have any comments or questions, please post them below. I will try to answer them the best I can. And as always, follow us, The Wild Pursuit, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and here on YouTube. See you on the next one.